Hi, I'm Debbie Cronister, and I'm here today to show you how I made this really cute card. Let me get you back in screen here. Sorry about that. Just getting it all adjusted, of course. Okay, and so it was made with Garden Wishes, which is one of the stamp sets that came out in our January through January through June, I guess it is, the end of June, catalog. And this technique is an old technique. It's been around for a long time, but I'm going to show you today how to use the Stamparatus to make this card, and it makes it so much easier. We used to stamp the two pieces and then guess where they were going to line up. And it was always a challenge to make sure it did. This is called a split negative image, and so let's get started. So I started out by using my layering, my stitched rectangle dies, and I used the third from the largest. So it would be this one right here. And so that was the one that I used for what we're doing today. And set that aside. And the stamp set that I'm using is the Garden Wishes, which I already told you. Not seeing it here laying on my table. Okay, so let's get started. And then I have my Stamparatus. So what I've done in my Stamparatus is I've already set this up. When I cut this piece of white, basic white, with the dies, I kept my outline here. I made a larger piece and I kept that. And so that's what I'm going to use in my Stamparatus to help me line up these papers. So the first one that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the black one first. So in doing this, you can make two cards at one time. So because I have not cut this in half, if I was only making one card, I would cut this in half. I'd die cut it, and then I would cut it in half, and the same thing with this. But let's make two cards, because it gives you that extra card that you just don't know what you're going to need, when you're going to need it. So I am using Versamark, and I'm going to ink up my stamp here and close the door and just press down really good. And then I'm going to sprinkle that with white embossing powder. And so I already have some in my tray here. See if we can do that without getting it all over. That's always a challenge, right? White embossing powder everywhere. Okay, there we go. And then I would brush this off and take it over to my heat gun and heat it. And I've already done that so that I don't have to run my heat gun on screen. And so now this is what I have. I'll set that one aside and I'll do that one later. So this is what I have come up with now. Now I did cut it in half, so I cut it at 1.5. So I'll show you on the white one. We'll actually go through the whole process on the white one. And so let's stick our white one in here, right back in that opening. I'm going to, and the reason I did the Versamark first was so I didn't have to clean off my stamp pad, or clean off my stamp. But if you are doing two different colors, make sure you clean off your stamp in between. And I'm just going to press that down in there and get a good image. Looks like my Stamparatus needs a good cleaning. Okay, so it's a little bit light, but I think it's good. Let's not mess it up, huh? Okay, so we can set this aside. All right, now what I did with my black one and what I'm going to do with my white one is I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut this at 1.5 inches because I know this is 3 inches wide. That's the only reason. I've already measured it. And so I've cut that at 1.5. Now you can see I have 2 of each one, right? Okay, so this one will go with this one. Isn't that gorgeous? And what did I do? Where did I lose the other one? Okay, I have another one here. He'll show up. Okay, let's just go ahead and work with this one to start with. So then I have cut some papers to go along with this. This is our new polished pink, and I'm going to use that as a mat for my black here, just to bring in a pop of color. And I'm just going to attach that here. If you have a problem with lining this up, I would recommend you cut another piece of paper that's exactly the same size as these two pieces put together, maybe even just a hair smaller, because you want them to come right together in the center. And if you need that piece of paper in there, then I would recommend you do that. Okay, came together beautifully. All right, and then I just cut my card base, and I'm going to use a black with this one. And so it's basic black. It's cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And all these measurements are on my blog. Just going to burnish that. And I have a piece of basic white here that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. It looks so big. Move that up. Whoops. I'm just going to attach that to there. Okay, and then I have some designer series paper, which came from the new Host Rewards package. One side is blue, the other side has this black weave on it. It is in the back of the catalog, the new catalog. If you don't have a catalog, please let me know and I'll get one out to you. It's called Pattern Party Designer Series paper. It's a huge pack of paper, and I think there's 4 of each design. There's 48 sheets in it, 12 designs, 4 of each design, and they're two-sided. So, I mean, there's a ton of paper in there. And you have to place a $150 order in order to be able to purchase it. But right now, Stampin' Up! Is giving out, if you place a $250 order, you will receive, oops, I don't want to do that. I want to put the black on there. You'll receive an extra $25 in Host Rewards, Stampin' Rewards. So it's a great time to be buying. It's a great time to sign up. Okay, now let's attach that to the front. I just felt like it needed that black edge on it in order to make it really pop. So, and we'll come back and attach that through the middle. And then I'm going to attach this with dimensionals, which are right here. Whoops, one there. Because this is such a large one, I want to put plenty of dimensionals on it or else it'll sink in the middle. So we want them in the center and on the edges. And we need to peel them all off. Okay. And then I'm just going to attach this right here. So it's just got a pop of pink. Okay, and then I have cut a 1/2 inch piece of basic white, and I have a stamp from the new peach stamp set. Where's my peach? Here it is. Nope, that's in Symmetry. That's the wrong one. How'd that one get out here? Here we go. Sweet as a Peach. I love these greetings, and I love the font there, and they're all good greetings, all these down here. So I am going to use Thanks So Much from there, and I'm going to stamp it in, I think I'm going to stamp it in the black. So I did this with my team earlier today, and this is their team challenge for this week. But I always do it different. The next time I do it, it's different. So be sure to check out my blog. There's always a different one on there. And I'm going to go like that. And then I'm just going to flag this end of it with a pair of scissors. It's probably a little bit long, so we'll trim that off. And you know what? I used a punch earlier. Let's use that punch. I'm going to use the Lovely Labels punch. And I'm just going to slide this little thing in here and see if it'll punch nice for me now. Oh, that's way too long. Whoops. Okay, let's get down here. This is the tricky part, getting it in here and getting it back out. And I'm going to turn it over so I can see what I'm doing here, because I want to line it up so that it's even on each side, or at least fairly even. There we go. Okay, let's close this stamp pad up. Okay, so that is going to go right across there. I'm going to let it stick out. And I'm going to put it on with a glue dot. And then, as soon as I find the glue dot, these are the new ones, and I'm not liking them right now because they're sticking in my box. I'm going to be taking them out of the box. Okay, so I'm just going to put it down here, just like that. I don't think I need anything underneath this end, so I'm going to put a glue dot underneath that end. Peel off the one that's sticking on my box. Okay, and then I would just add a little bit of a pink bling. Let's see, a new in color bling is right here. Right here. Let me just, oh, that's going to be really pretty with those on there. I'll put that one there. And we'll put one, a larger one right here. Grab a pair of tweezers. Larger one there, and then a smaller one here. Okay, and that is the card. Now I have another one that I'm going to go ahead and make up with the other half of all of this. So, oh, and I have an inside here. I did a piece for the inside. So just a simple, I'm going to attach these two pieces together. This is the again, the DSP from that same pack. I just got glue all over my finger. And I'm going to attach it to the black just to stay consistent with what I did on the front. And trim that off a little bit. And then I'm going to attach that to the inside. Now, if you wanted to stamp something, I recommend you stamp it before you attach this part. So if you goof, you can turn it over. And since I'm going black on black, I'm going to leave a little bit of white in between there. So I've left a little border on the edge. And just go ahead and put some adhesive on here. I've lost my Stampin' Seal somewhere. I think it's on my other table, along with my ink. It's all over my fingers. Okay. And we're just going to come over like that. So now I have the little border here and the black border, and then you just stamp a greeting on the inside. And there you go. So I'm going to put this one on, and then I'm going to also I'm going to finish this one up and put it on too, and see which one you guys like the best. Thank you for joining me today.